Okay, the problem that we're going to do has the directions to solve. It's going to have an equal sign in it, and we need to come up with an answer of x equals something. Okay, so let's say we have the square root of 2x minus 2 plus 3 equals -4. All right, when you have a problem like this that has a root in it, you want to isolate the radical on one side of the equal sign and get everything else on the other side first. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So now I have the square root of 2x minus 2 is equal to -7. Okay, now to undo a square root, we think of the inverse of taking the square root. What we can do is square both sides. Now, there is something to watch out for here, and that is that in squaring both sides, we are turning this -7 into a positive number. But that may introduce an impossibility, because remember, you can't get a negative out of a square root. There's no negative times itself that would give you the square root of some negative number. So what we need to do is just remember at the end of our problem is to check your answer back in the original. If you are squaring both sides or raising both sides to an even power. So make sure you're checking your answer at the end if you're raising both sides of an equation to an even power. And this is to avoid an extraneous root. It's something that can happen if you're raising both sides to an even. It's turning things positive, but in the end, you're getting an impossibility from that square root, because it's impossible to get the square root of something equals a negative number. Okay, so let's continue on. We've squared both sides, so the squared takes care of that square root, and we're left with 2x minus 2 equals -7 quantity squared is 49. Then we add 2 to both sides. So now we have 2x is equal to 51. Divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals 51 halves. Or in other words, 25.5. So now is when we need to check that answer back in the original. It's very important that